I've had a wiener. Why not? Hello. This morning, it is like 9:20 and it's 9 degrees inside here, so it's not really warm. I'm parked at my favorite parking lot close to work, so I'm gonna go to work in 1.5 hours. I'm hungry, so I need to make some breakfast and lunch at the same time, which sucks. But this is not about the food, since now there's already quite a few subscribers in this short time. And by the way, thank you. This is getting loud. I hope this is not too annoying. I just wanted to give a few informations about myself, for people who don't know me, which is most of you. And yeah, so a few facts how I got into this lifestyle, I guess. And yeah, I'm gonna cook at the same time, so this can be interesting because I'm not really good at multitasking, so we'll see how that works. I'm just gonna make eggs, broccoli, and leftover salsa. Isn't that great? Yeah, I have to get rid of all that because I'm gonna go and drive down to the States very soon, and you're not allowed to bring any fresh stuff with you there. Let's start with the basics. Let me just grab a knife real quick so that I can actually do something. I can do it all at the same time, right? But that was the plan. Okay, so I am from Germany, as some might have heard. And yeah, I'm from Germany. I've lived in Berlin for the past 4 years, which is cool. I studied there, studied urban planning. And yeah, I got to Vancouver about 2 months ago now. 2.5 months, something like that. One moment, I just have to wash that real quick. Yeah, and well, the minute I got to Vancouver, I started living in my van. So it was interesting coming to a city I don't know, and starting van life that I also didn't really know. I just knew it from YouTube. But yeah, that's the nitty-gritty basics. I am 30 years old. That's the question, why am I here in Vancouver, maybe? I have that work and travel visa, which many people do. It's valid for 1 year, and so I can work here and yeah, do whatever I want. And I got that because my boyfriend lives in Seattle. He's from the States. We did some long distance while I was in Berlin, and then okay, maybe it would be better to be a little closer, and so that's why we choose Canada, because the US, it's just not possible to do work and travel, or to work without having a super high qualified paid job and a work visa and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I choose Canada and Vancouver, because it's the closest to Seattle. I mean, the closest bigger city where it's easier to find jobs, I would guess. Yeah, so that's why I'm here, basically. Why did I come to Vancouver and live in this thing? So for the longest time I was preparing to pay 900 Canadian dollars for rent, in a room or so. But then I think it started when I had a course in university where I should talk about student living or something like that, and that's where I came across all the tiny houses and yeah, got really into that, watched YouTube videos on that, and then just as YouTube works, you get those recommendations, and let's just turn on the heat now. You get those recommendations, and yeah, and then it started to be, it started to show me houses on wheels. And I think the very first one I looked at, oh my, this olive oil is solid. What the fuck? Okay, it's dripping a little. Do you see? Man, I've never had that. I didn't know. I mean, I guess every oil can get solid, but Jesus, olive oil, do it for me, please. God. Yeah. So where was I? I'm just gonna do that until this olive oil hits the pan. Should I lay it in the pan? Why not, right? Okay. Usually I pop up the windows, but with me talking, so many sounds, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, oh yeah, the first van video where I was like, oh damn, that's great. I think it was some guy living in a former ambulance car, and that just seems pretty neat. Okay, I'm just gonna turn the heat off, and see what my olive oil can do. Like this. Put it in a pan and let it heat up. I haven't had a driver's license for the longest time, so I just started doing, like, taking driving courses and stuff. In Germany it's a different process than in the States or in Canada. So I started doing that, I think, in April of last year. And yeah, turn up. Yeah. Ouch, I'm not hot. Okay, so we can continue. And so that's when it was when I was thinking, like, it could actually be a possibility to do that. And sweet hot olive oil. I'm just gonna pop that broccoli in there. It's gonna be a very basic meal. This is not for you. I really don't want hot stuff. What do I do? I'm gonna turn it up one more time and think. I don't want to pop up the one. I think I have to. I'm gonna pop up those. Because otherwise this thing is gonna start beeping very soon. It's so sensitive. I'm just gonna put this in there and like let the broccoli cook. And then do the egg separately. I don't know. This is not a great salsa. This was also the cheapest salsa I could buy at Whole Foods. And it's really boring. Newman's, something with Newman salsa. Oh yeah, that's the best. The one with the beans. Oh god. Not comparable to this one. Okay, that should do. Isn't that a cute spoon? It's from my boyfriend's mother. Very nice, from Italy. Real olive wood. Yeah. Then I started thinking that this is cool. And, but it was still like far from like, okay, I'm actually gonna do that. So I was like, I don't know, I kind of started looking at Craigslist, doing it would be so nice, and like some already built out vans you could see there, lots of YouTube and all that, and I was just like dreaming and sending my boyfriends all those links. And then when it got closer to me having the actual driver's license and all that, that's when I was like, man, I think I just want to try it and see. And maybe just do it for a few months, and then in the winter, because winter is cold, and then just like get a flat, and then I still have the van for driving and stuff. That were like the first initial thoughts that I still kept until like, I don't know, 2 months or so. But I think I mainly said that to make other people like not worry too much. To me, I just like to complete things. I want to do it fully when I do things. Yeah, you get to watch quite some people here. That's kind of cool. Especially this is a dog park, so always park close to dog parks because it's just very chill. And now I'm gonna stick to this lifestyle the whole winter. I mean, I think it would have to get like very uncomfortable that I would budge, but I'm not planning on doing that. Also, I had the possibility to park my car in someone's parking lot, and I was like, my sister, a friend of my boyfriend, and like use all the amenities like bathroom and maybe shower, electricity, Wi-Fi and stuff like that for $200. And I was like, oh yeah, that's great. The thing is, I couldn't start doing that, like parking there, until like October, so 1 month into van life. And within that month I was like, well, nah, I don't need that. I don't want to pay $200 for just a little bit of more comfort, and it's not so much more comfort. Also, the parking lot was very, very, very small. I'm not good at parking, especially not parking like backwards into like a very narrow thing. Like there's maybe this much space than the van, and not happening, especially not at dark. And there's also like, I don't know, it's kind of like a bump going upwards, so I would have to like do full speed backwards, and I'm not doing that. So yeah, that was an easy decision, and now I'm just fully in the van. I'm just gonna wait until this stops. Oh, perfect. So the build process here. Well, when I left Berlin, I went to Seattle because that's where my boyfriend lived, and so I still had to do some like finishing touches on my bachelor's thesis and whatnot. And I think I'm just gonna pop the accents. It's gonna be gross. Whatever. So I was in Seattle, and in that time I thought, okay, now I'm gonna look for vans and see what pops up and stuff. My boyfriend was still kind of hoping I would kind of leave the idea and not do it, but I just was on Craigslist every single day, and yeah, looking at my possibilities. And I looked at it, well, first actually I did lots of research on which van to buy, and I was doing like this little calculation and this little list of like interior space compared to mileage, and so yeah, that's how the Astro won. Like I think that the Sienna was very close, because the mileage is a little better, and it's a little smaller, however. But I wanted the headspace, like headspace in an Astro. This is not really a thing, but you know, it's more than in the Sienna. And I figured, like, when my boyfriend visits me, I want it to be possible for him not to slouch all the time. And I mean, I'm kind of slouching too, so this would be not slouching, but whatever. And so yeah, first I did research on what to buy, and then I was set on Astros. So I just looked for Astros, and I looked at like one, and that was a little too expensive and not a great deal. And then I basically looked at another one, which was this one. This is gonna be gross, man, seriously. Very disappointing looking. Since I was still busy with university stuff in Germany, I didn't really do much until July 4th. July 4th was actually like the day I handed in my bachelor's thesis, my personal day of independence, which was great. And well, I ripped out like the interior of this van before that already, but starting July 4th I started the whole build, and and I worked like 4 to 5 days a week, just every time my boyfriend was at work, and sometimes 11-hour shifts, just because I wanted the process to be done, kind of, yeah. And yeah, that's how I built this baby. The financial aspect, it definitely helps here. So that's like not the main reason I'm doing this, but that's like a very big bonus factor. Like, I basically do it because I like the adventure and I like the idea of doing it, and just the whole, I don't know, the whole thing, the community is great. And okay, I didn't know that before, really. I just saw YouTube videos and I assumed people were nice, but you know, it just is really helpful not having to work as much. So I think if I wouldn't do this, I would have to work full-time at least, I think. I don't know. Or like, I mean, full-time and then just not spend much money on things and just be home or not eat out or anything like that. I'm gonna work just like 30 hours a week, and then maybe at some point I can work a little less, because then I got some money saved up. I'm still monitoring my spendings here. I just started like 1.5 months ago, so there's gonna be probably a video on that, and because I don't really know yet, because sometimes you have just like special things you have to pay, like the heater, for example. How long I'm gonna do that? Well, the thing is that my visa for Canada is only valid until May. It is only valid until May because I had to activate it in May or beginning of June, because of some travel things in the States. You know, it's 6 more months. I don't know what's gonna happen after that. I don't know anything. I don't know the country I'm gonna be living in. I don't know the job I'm gonna be working at. We'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna do van life after that. I work at Whole Foods right now. It's nice so far. Sometimes I wish I would work in other departments than I do, but I guess that's part of being a floater, which is someone who kind of works in every department wherever they need you, and it just kind of happens to be the less desirable departments. Other jobs I've done, I've done a lot. I have lots of changing interests and goals, and so I started out like with marketing, apprentice in marketing. Then I wanted to do nutritional science, which I stopped because of chemistry. It didn't work out with me. Then I wanted to do something like with sports and fitness. I became a fitness instructor. So I did all the courses and stuff, and I've done it a little bit, but then I just kind of dropped it because I realized I don't know. And I worked in customer service, like in an office job, and freelance actually until just recently. And then I started studying urban planning, and then I worked in an ice cream shop, and the last little one was like in a little organic grocery store, like very small. It was in my neighborhood. That was pretty cool. But yeah, and also one bigger thing is that I actually did sell stuff on Amazon until like February this year. I sold bamboo toothbrushes mainly and microfiber towels, which both items I still use here in the van. It was interesting being an entrepreneur, but yeah, I had to stop it because going to Canada, it is very complicated with all the taxes and stuff in Germany if you have a business, and I didn't want to deal with all that. I didn't want to go through the whole process so that I would be able to still do it here. So I just sold the company or the brand. So yeah, but that was interesting, and now I guess I'm starting YouTube, but not to make money really, just to see. Yeah, basically I needed a new hobby. I've always had a hobby, but mostly those hobbies were things that I cannot do just with a computer. Sewing, especially backpacks or bags, or no clothes, not really. Making soaps, which was super fun. And I still have a bunch of soaps. When I do things, I go a little overboard. I liked painting, all kinds of DIY things, like natural beauty things with essential oils. Now I'm doing this, and I hope you're gonna stick with me for a while. I hope I'm gonna make videos for a while and not get bored after a short time. I love dogs. I had a wiener dog when I was little called Alf. I just recently started liking orange bell peppers, only orange ones. I could talk about food all the time. I don't like the cold, which is kind of paradox because I live in this van. You kind of get used to it. I guess that's enough information for now. So now you kind of know where I come from. In Germany, I was actually born in Thuringia. Is that the right word? Yeah, Eastern Germany. But I've lived in many cities there. I don't know if I'm really gonna go back for long-term living. Yeah, that's it for now. See you next time. I don't know, it still feels weird to say something to camera as if there's an audience or so. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't, then I would be glad if you could subscribe or comment. I don't know. I'm happy about every new subscriber. Now I'm gonna eat this. It's just gonna be food. It's just gonna be nourishment. It's not gonna be a big enjoyment, I think. I still have Parmesan though.
Today or yesterday I just learned that vulnerable means easy to hurt. I always thought it's kind of grateful.